Good morning, all of you. I hope audio and video are fine. Good morning, Sangeeta. Good morning, Samir. Akshay, Pranam. Today is 23rd September and the second day of the Navaratri Mahotsav. Okay. I hope everything is fine. Audio and video, please confirm so that we can start the session. All okay? Fine. Thank you. So let's start today's session. We'll see what are the news are there. Basic structure. We'll discuss about the basic structure. Evaluation of judges, H1B visa, Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, polluted river, Hornbill, and 23,000 newborn deaths. Basic structure देखिवा हमें basic structure and this basic structure about the news जोटा हमें काली भी discuss करे थे and that news was related to Banu Mustaq. Banu Mustaq, she is the Booker Prize winner. She was invited in the Chamundeshwari temple with respect to inauguration of the Mysore Dasara. And a particular group or sections of the society opposed that because she belongs to a different religion, a different community. So since this festival is related to Hindu religion, so she cannot be the guest or she cannot attend that ceremony. And first of all, the petition went to the Karnataka High Court. But Karnataka High Court rejected on the ground that constitution does not discriminate with respect to any public event. But a public event hoji, and this is the state sponsored event, and when you see that Muslim jai parive, Hindu jai parive nahi, or Hindu jai parive, Christian jai parive nahi, this interfaith or this discrimination does not define in the constitution. So Karnataka High Court rejected this case, and this case went to the Supreme Court, and we have seen yesterday also what was the idea or what was the opinion of the Supreme Court in this particular matter. So let's see further. The Karnataka government invited Banu Mustaq, a Muslim Kannada writer and this year's Booker Prize winner, to inaugurate Mysore Dasara at the Chamundeshwari temple এবং কালি সে inaugurate କରିଛନ୍ତି. Petition claimed her participation violated Article 25 and 26, freedom of religion, management of the religious institution. Freedom of religion and management of religious institution, since it was a Hindu festival, so one Hindu must join this and must inaugurate this. Okay. Supreme Court ruling September 2025 dismissed the petition, reaffirmed secularism as a basic feature of the constitution. ତେଣୁ ଏ ଯେଉଁ ସୁପ୍ରିମ କୋର୍ଟକୁ କେସ୍ଟି ଯାଇଥିଲା, ସୁପ୍ରିମ କୋର୍ଟ ଅଲସୋ ରିଜେକ୍ଟେଡ୍ ଦିସ୍ ଅର୍ ଡିସମିସ୍ ଦିସ୍ ପିଟିସନ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ସୁପ୍ରିମ କୋର୍ଟ ସେଜ୍ ଦ ବେସିକ୍ ସେକୁଲାରିଜମ୍, କାରଣ ଷ୍ଟେଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ ଅର୍ ଦେର୍ ଇଜ୍ ନୋ ସଚ୍ ରିଲିଜିଅନ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଏ ଷ୍ଟେଟ୍. ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ଇଜ୍ ନଟ୍ ଏ ଥିଓକ୍ରାଟିକ୍ ଷ୍ଟେଟ୍. ଯେମିତି ପାକିସ୍ତାନ ଇସଲାମିକ୍ ଷ୍ଟେଟ୍, ବାଂଲାଦେଶ ଇସଲାମିକ୍ ଷ୍ଟେଟ୍, ସେମିତି ଇଣ୍ଡିଆ ଇଜ୍ ନଟ୍ ଏ ଥିଓକ୍ରାଟିକ୍ ଷ୍ଟେଟ୍. ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ମିନ୍ସ वी डू नॉट हैव एनी स्टेट रिलीजन. What our state defines or what is the nature of our state, it's a secular state, right? And secularism is a basic feature or basic structure of the Indian constitution. So since it's a basic structure, a basic feature, so Supreme Court dismissed this petition on that ground. Key judicial observation, let's see. Secularism is a basic structure, cannot be diluted or undermined. Although it was not in the original constitution in 1950, later on it was added in the constitution as per the 42nd amendment. But the very principles and other articles, যেমন আপনা article 25 ରୁ আপনা 28 পর্যন্ত দেখুଛନ୍ତି, that shows the secularism. Article 14 shows the equality, right? So Dasara is a state sponsored cultural event, not a purely religious ceremony. Hence state cannot discriminate based on religion. This was the observation of the apex court. Okay, Article 25 and 26 कौन कौन देखो, freedom of religion guarantees one right to practice, propagate faith, but not the right to exclude others from participating in the public celebration. It is absolutely fine that Hindu religion or Hindu people, they are practicing their faith, they are practicing their religion, but at the same time, they cannot deny other religions' participation in that public event. This is what the observation of the Supreme Court with respect to Article 25 and 26. So the court questioned whether petitioner have even read the preamble which guarantees equality, liberty, fraternity and secularism. Okay, liberty, fraternity, equality and secularism. Karnataka High Court had already upheld the government's move or the government decision by rejecting the same petition when it was earlier filed in the Karnataka High Court, noting that participation across religions does not violate rights. Now, constitutional and ethical dimension, let's see. Article 14 कौन कौन, equality before law, no discrimination based on religion. Article 15 prohibits discrimination on the religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth. Okay, so Article 15 also saying prohibition of discrimination on the ground of religion as well. And if you see the Article 25 to 28, freedom of religion balanced with the public order, morality and health. Okay, the freedom of religion balanced with the public order, morality and health. And what is this basic structure? Basic structure doctrine again is not mentioned in the constitution. I have already told you in the last discussion as well. It is a judicial innovation, and this judicial innovation came in the case or with this case of Kesavananda Bharati 1973. So it's a judicial innovation. Time to time the apex court interprets the constitution and what are the provisions comes under this basic structure of the constitution. Similarly, SR Bomai case re, it already Supreme Court observed that secularism is part of the basic structure of the constitution. Now, broader significance, let's see, reinforces pluralism and composite culture of India. Reinforces pluralism and composite culture of India, that is again religious pluralism or what we call the diversity. Prevents communalization of public spaces. Prevents communalization of public spaces. Protects state-sponsored cultural events from sectarian challenges. Okay, protects state-sponsored cultural events from sectarian challenges. So state-sponsored the cultural events achi, then you cannot deny someone to join that. It's a government-sponsored, state-sponsored. If it would have been a part of the private ceremony, or a private event heithanda, you can deny someone because this is very much private to me. You cannot enter into that premises because you belong to a separate religion. Since it is a public, it's a government, and government cannot discriminate among this religion. Promotes interfaith harmony. Historically, Indian festivals and pilgrimages have brought diverse communities together. We have instances in our society when both the communities or both the religious communities are celebrating Holi, both the religious communities are celebrating Diwali, and both the religious communities are celebrating Eid also. Okay, so religious harmony warns against political opportunism that exploits religion to create division. Okay, अच्छा, ये बानु मुस्तक विषय जो आमे डिस्कस करूथिले, who is C देखिबा. Indian writer, lawyer, activist Banu Mustak has made history by becoming the first author writing in the Kannada language to win the International Booker Prize with her short story anthology Heart Lamp. Okay, Heart Lamp pai tanku ए वर्षर बुकर प्राइज दिया जाइछि एंड सी हैज रिटन दिस हार्ट लैम्प इन कन्नड़ लैंग्वेज. तो बुकर प्राइज केमते मिलला? बिकॉज it was translated by Deepa Bhasti. The same book was translated by Deepa Bhasti, who will share the 50,000 pound prize with this Banu Mustaq. So originally it was written by Banu Mustaq, the Heart Lamp, and again it was translated into English by Deepa Bhasti, and finally it got the Booker Prize. Evaluation of judges, Justice Kant flags need for evaluation of judges. You see, judiciary को नेकी there are multiple such issues जोटी के लगातार भावरे न्यूज रे आसुची. ओके, तेणु judiciary उपरे कमांड इन द सेंस प्रिलिम्स ओरिएंटेड क्वेश्चन हो, मेन्स रे भी जुडिशियल अकाउंटेबिलिटी, कारण जस्टिस वर्मांगो केस आमे लगातार भावरे डिस्कस करिथिलु. विथ द एंड ऑफ दिस मॉनसून सेशन ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट से जस्टिस वर्मांगर केस भी वैनिश हो जाइए. पुणी थे जदि पार्लियामेंट सेशन आसे देन माइट बी टेकिंग ए फाइनल डिसीजन, बट प्रोबेबली कारण आमर जो अच्छे ना कि एपर्यंत कौन जज जज को रिमूव करा जाए नहीं, समस्ते निज आड़ू रिजाइन देइछन, राइट. सो लेट्स सी व्हाट विल हैपन इफ इन द विंटर सेशन ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट. सो इवैल्यूएशन ऑफ जजेस, this is an insightful intervention by the Justice Suryakant, who is in line to become the Chief Justice of India in November 2025 after Gavai. The current CJI achandi Gavai, and after Gavai the Suryakant would be the next CJI. So his remarks highlight a critical debate in India's judicial system, performance accountability of judges versus judicial independence. Now, exactly what he tries to say, performance accountability. There are judges जो माने cases गुड़ी को dispose करचंदे in a faster manner. They are working in day out and resolving or giving this verdict of different cases or winding of those cases. But there are judges जो माने सते efficient नुहंती. So that is the question, whether they are fit for system or not. Because if you see in the judiciary, there are 5 crore cases which are pending. Not only about the Supreme Court, across the court आपन देखिए 5 कोटी cases pending अछि. If we will slow lethargic, obviously the cases will start piling off. So context of the remark, hearing a bail petition in Jharkhand murder case, some judges have very high disposal rates with respect to the case, while others lag behind without clear reason. किछि जज अछंती काफी फास्ट काम करूछंती, केसेस को डिस्पोज करूछंती. व्हाट अबाउट अदर्स? देयर आर पेंडेंसी ऑफ केसेस. की इश्यूज, ह्यूज पेंडेंसी ऑफ केसेस इन इंडिया जुडिशियरी, over 5 crore pending across courts. Key points from the Justice Suryakant's observation. Need for performance evaluation. कारण once आमे जो कहूँ ना judiciary या judicial independence. Since judicial independence, the action, the activities of the judge cannot be questioned in a court until unless ये जो जमते हमें Justice Barmanga case रे देखिले से टाइप रो. And in fact you will see Justice Barmanga case जेतबेले आसिला, the internal committee of the Supreme Court consisting of 3 judges से माने ही inquiry करथिले. There was no third party or external committee was involved in that investigation or something. तेणु इत्ते judicial independence जते मात्रा रे हमें ताकू ensure करेबा को चाहूँचे, it's a kind of an apprehension. It creates a judicial kind of opaque system. It's creating its own world which is opaque from the outside. That is the reason it generally considered it lacks transparency and accountability as well. The judicial independence does not mean lack of accountability. That is what Mr. or Justice Kant is saying. So we have independence, but simultaneously we have accountability. That is the reason we need evaluation, the performance of the judges. I think you must know that the member of parliament mane parliament ku jauchen, there are MPs or member of parliaments, those who are proactive. They attend the parliament session, they ask questions, they give answers to the minister ହେଇଥିବେ ସେ ତ there are multiple such activities. They are involved in different parliamentary committees, they are involved in the public life, they are involved in the constituency. But there are people after joining in the or after this electing MP, they are quite or they are passive in their public life, neither attending the debate, neither attending the house any such, nor the part of the any committee. So ei jo members of parliament mane achanti non performing, so there would be a provision jota ke ame direct democracy boli kahuche, right to recall, right to recall. That means jemti apan elect kariki tanko pathauchandi, if a person is not performing, that means people must have a right to recall that person. ये मजरे मजरे debate आसे and it is practiced in the direct democracy. So similar kind of provision you can find in the judiciary as well, because a person who is becoming a judge, because the societal expectations are high from that, and justice is something what we call the temple of justice. So CA jadi perform no kari paribo, it's a matter of concern. So it is a question on the judicial accountability as well. So seiti pai se kohuchandi ki we need a performance evaluation of every judge, suggested a system with parameters and guidelines to assess judges' work. Okay, parameters must reflect the type of case, criminal appeal, not equal to bail plea disposal rate. Okay, तो ये भी गोटे जिनस जमती आम कौन कहे बहुत केसेस रे कि क्रिमिनल केसेस गुड़ी को आसुची एंड आम ताकू क्या बेल दौचे एवं बहुत केस आम बेल ही दौने. ओके, तो ये टाइप रो यू नीड टू हैव दिस पैरामीटर to judge the or to evaluate the performance of the judge. Not policing but introspection. Stressed he was not acting like a school principal, called for self-evaluation by judges. Policing, we cannot impose certain restrictions or we cannot impose certain guidelines on the judges, because these people are definitely or must be with the wisdom, because they are dealing with some critical matters. Constitutional bench jo mane apno dekhibe, they are dealing with the critical constitutional matters as well. We cannot put restriction or any kind of criteria or guidelines for them. But again, we cannot avoid the self introspection or self evaluation, because I know the kind of effort I am putting in my work. Okay, I am the best judge of myself. When you are preparing for this exam, you know that how much effort you are putting in your preparation. You are the best judge of yourself. So self-evaluation is the thing what he is suggesting actually. Public expectation. Citizens have a legitimate right to expect timely disposal of cases. Yes, of course, samaste jate jo individuals are citizen of this country, they are expecting ଯେମିତି କହିଲେ ନା ଟେମ୍ପଲ ଅଫ୍ ଜଷ୍ଟିସ୍, ତ ସୁପ୍ରିମକୋର୍ଟରେ ଯଦି ଜଷ୍ଟିସ୍ ମିଳିବନି ତେବେ କୋଉଠୁ ମିଳିବ? ସୋ ଆଣ୍ଡ जो कहने कि जस्टिस डिलेड जस्टिस डिनाइड, जस्टिस तो मिलिबो एमती नुहे कि 30 वर्ष पर 20 वर्ष पर 15 वर्ष पर. एंड देयर आर पीपल इन द जेल जो माने कि एबे भी ट्रायल, दे आर अंडर ट्रायल एंड सिंपली इन द जेल, right? They have not proven guilty, they have not convicted by the court. So public expectation, adjournments as a problem. Frequent adjournments demoralize litigants. यदि जो हमर जो डायलॉग अछि ना गोटे सनी देओल कर तारीख पे तारीख तेणु तारीख पे तारीख जदि हेई चलला, obviously that demoralizes the litigant. Constant delays are dangerous to the justice system. Okay, तेणु जदि constant delay भी होची, again that is dangerous. Larger significance, first of all we need to decide the judicial accountability. At present judges are largely accountable only through impeachment or जोटा का मैं कहूचे removal. Okay, and if you see the constitution, what is the criteria? Misbehavior and incapacity. Okay, these are the criteria, incapacity and misbehavior. But again, what is this incapacity? Right, कौन सी definition नहीं. So we need to have that larger what we call mechanism कि performance review केमते करा जाई परिबो. Case pendency, with the crores of pending cases, inconsistent productivity among judges, worsen delay, and balance needed. Any evaluation must respect judicial independence while ensuring transparency. If we provide this evaluation matter to another organ, definitely judiciary will be dependent on that. That means it will lose the essence of judicial independence. Judicial independence darkar. If you see the British time re kon hotla je executive see hi judiciary. So executive containing the or squeezing the fundamental rights of the people and seeing in judiciary. Then when they approach to the judiciary again, ତେଣୁ କିଛି ଲାଭ ନାହିଁ ତାର। ତେଣୁ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଆପଣ ଦେଖିବେ ମଡରେଟ୍ସ ମାନେ ଡିମାଣ୍ଡ କରୁଥିଲେ there must be a separation between the executive and judiciary. We cannot mix these two. We cannot depend or make the judiciary dependent on the executive. ତେବେ obviously ଯଦି executive କିଛି କଲା, executive କିଛି violate kala constitution ku, rights of the people, then who would be that authority who will provide the justice? Okay, then obviously we have to stay with the mercy of the executive. So there must be a separation between these two organs so that justice can be provided. Okay, so simultaneously we have independence bhi rahiba darkar, and similarly we have the accountability as well. Okay, so we need to have that what you call mechanism. H1B fee. H1B fee hikes spooks dull Indian IT stock. Kali apna dekhithibe slightly market came downward. India's H1B visa dependence on a decline in the last 6 to 8 years. Let's see. Dita news achi, though I have mixed both this thing. Declining reliance on the H1B visa 2016 ne jodi apna dekhibe. Applications were 43,860 but approvals 8,473. 24,269 application approvals 7,105. 2025 till now 14,556 application approval is 2,144. Yes, of course, the dependency has declined, the number of applications has also declined. Okay, but जदि आपण देखिबे approval ये जो 16 और 24 भीतर almost माने 1000 रो डिफरेंस हबो, बट जति की 16 भी जाइतिले ताटू टिके कम जाइछन approval आपनकर 24 रे. Okay, so that means the overall application, if you see that this number has been declined. Drivers of decline, rising US visa cost. US visa cost auri bodlani again further will decline. Stricter US immigration policy. Although H1B visa is related to non-immigration, but still this 2016 onwards, it was kind of uncertainty when this in the first tenure Trump came, and this is the second tenure of Trump. Availability of global capability center and dedicated delivery centers as offshore onshore alternatives. So the work which was actually or जो जिनस पई semane जाउथिले that has been done with respect to this global capability center and dedicated delivery centers, so they are not depending on this जो हमें कहूचे visa नहीं की जीवा and all. So alternatives have been developed. Push towards local hiring in the US and near shoring to Canada and Mexico. So local hiring को focus करा जाउची. American first. This was the slogan, right? American first. So no, they are focusing more on the local people. Adoption of AI and automation, reducing manpower requirements as well. This is another factor, AI and automation. Challenges for the IT firms. Higher operating cost. New visa fee structure will squeeze margins of Indian IT providers. Obviously, earlier it was 6 lakhs, now it is 88 lakhs, almost close to 90 lakhs. So definitely it is a burden on the IT firms. Talent strategy overall. Firms must rethink which roles are worth costly the visa or not. Okay, definitely they will rethink. जो numbers आपण देखुचंदी 8,000 7,000 that will drastically reduce. I think it would come around 1,000 or 500 something. Until unless it is necessary, they won't allow to go. This is what they will definitely rethink. Greater reliance on the GCCs and DDCs hybrid delivery model. Risk of tariffs on software export. Fear that US may impose tariffs on Indian software export as well. So those companies, they are outsourcing, the US companies outsourcing this software services from India. So there could be a possibility, again, tariff would be imposed on them. So Trump would force them to hire more of indigenous company software rather than of Indians. Then India have to look for the alternative as well. Okay. Could be a death knell for current offshore driven model. Geopolitical and trade risk. US protectionism adds to India's vulnerability. Protectionism means the tariff or the restrictions which are imposed by the Trump administration. Firms face uncertainty in their largest export market. Okay, US contributes 60% of India's IT revenue. So this is what the reality. So impact. Next is Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. Government okays 25 lakh more LPG connection under the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. The union government has approved 25 lakh additional LPG connection, जो अपन simply gas connection under the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. This is over and above the existing target, expanding the scheme's coverage further. Okay, we have already seen this Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. केवल लॉन्च करागला देखंतु, it was launched in 2016, implementing Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Objective: provide deposit free LPG connection to women from poor households to replace unclean cooking fuel, firewood, cow dung and kerosene. So ideally in the rural area we have seen जो cooking fuel अपन करो थेला, cooking fuels, ये cooking fuels were firewood जो काठो जालिनी हमें को, cow dung, kerosenes were the source. So ये एक तो pollutes the air and it causes asthma, the respiratory diseases among the women. If you see in the rural area, maximum women ko case re, you will find this respiratory diseases. Why? Only because of this. Because they keep on exposing towards this kind of cooking. Okay. So, एक तो cleanliness और air quality को improve करिबा, plus ये expose जो सेमाने हो चंदी women मानंकु, सेमानंकु expose न करिबा with respect to their health condition. So, what we have started, deposit free LPG or free LPG connection you can say. Cylinder is not free, it's free LPG connection. यदि आपनो one individual आपनो यदि connection नो चंदी, if you go for a new connection, you have to pay around 4,000 or 5,000 rupees. Only that much would be given free. That means free connection to that family. And the connection is given to the female member, female head of the family, not the male one. Okay, तो ये हो जी तारा feature, female, poor household to replace this unclean. Eligibility: women beneficiaries identified in the socio-economic caste census list as per the subsequent guidelines. So as per the socio-economic caste census, female head of the household, those who are poor and deprived, they have been given this free LPG connection. Okay, and in a way you can say this is women empowerment as well. Features देखो, women member of a BPL household, beneficiary, financial assistance, 1600 per connection for security deposit of cylinder, pressure regulator, booklet, safety hose, inspection etc. तो ये जो 1600 per connection जो अपन देखो चंदी as a security deposit, okay, rest अपन करो free एवं security deposit अपन करो केवल cylinder पाई सेमाने नौचन, बाकी connection अपन करो free. Target so far 10 crore connections have already been given. Recent expansion, 25 lakh more connections approved to widen the access, and Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana 2.0 extended benefits, free first refill and hot plate. So basically जो 21 ने जो extend करा जाइथिला benefits को, first refill को भी free करा जाइथिला, hot plate जोटा अपन करो stove ये सब जो दिया जाउची. Significance: first of all, the health benefit that reduces the indoor air pollution. Okay, kerosene and firewood, cow dung एगुडो सब अपन करो indoor air pollution करूथला. So first of all, the target was to reduce that and respiratory diseases. Similarly, we have this gender empowerment as well. Ease cooking burden on the women. Environment cuts, deforestation and carbon emission. And जो firewood करिबा पाई, they have to cut those trees. सी भी ताकू आपण रेस्क्यू करि परिबे एंड एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी क्लीन एनर्जी एक्सेस टू द रूरल हाउसहोल्ड्स okay these are the significant or benefits with respect to this Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. If you see the challenges, only connection is free but refill cost you have to bear. That means affordability issue. Refill तो आपण को पैसा देकी करिया को पड़िबो राइट. Yes and no. Refill rate stagnation, many connections remain unused. A refill rate stagnation in the sense semane refill hi karunant. So again they simply came back to that use of kerosene tau miluni in fact, cow dung and other firewood. Supply chain gaps in the remote and rural areas. Supply chain gaps in the sense timely delivery of those refill cylinders. Next, polluted river. Number of polluted river sites are showing a slight reduction. Central Pollution Control Board. Findings kono dekhundu Central Pollution Control Board report 2023. Unfit to bath river location that has been reduced 23 re thila 807 that has been reduced in from 2022 815. Polluted river stretches 2023 re thila apankaro 296 polluted river stretches in 271 river and 22 re seta adhika thila kete 311 polluted river stretches in 279 rivers. States with most PRS polluted river stretches: Maharashtra it was 54, Kerala 31, Madhya Pradesh 18, Manipur 18, Karnataka 14. So these are the polluted river stretches. Now what is this BOT, biological oxygen demand? बहुत समय आपनकर एग्जाम रे पचरा जाई छी क्वेश्चन. Okay, what is this biological oxygen demand? The amount of dissolved oxygen needed by microorganism to decompose organic matter in water. Okay, the amount of dissolved oxygen needed by microorganisms to decompose organic matter in water. So that is known as biological oxygen demand. If a river is more polluted, so BOD increases in that river or water bodies. Let me give you that example. You might have seen that eutrophication. Eutrophication kono. You might have seen that water body or river or pond. आपण देखिबे ता ऊपर येलो रो गोटे लेयर एमती थाए. Okay, येलो रो लेयर एमती थाए. So what is that layer? That layer is related to what? The whole process is called the आपण कोई परिबे से जो yellow color layer थाए. In fact, you will find that cattle are grazing over that pond or wetland as well. So इतने thickness तारे इतने अधिक आता है. The reason हुजी that pond or wetland has been rich in nutrients or enriched in nutrients. Ideally कौन हुए that पाखाख अंचलर जो जमी अपन करो थिबे the land and those fertilizers are used in the agricultural field. The fertilizers come to that pond or wetland through the run of water. And once that fertilizer enter into that water body or what you call the pond, it starts what? Enriching the nutrition level inside that pond. जेतु nutrition level enriching ही चलिबो आपण देखिबे सेठी कोन हबो microorganisms or plants ये सब धीरे धीरे डेवलप हवा स्टार्ट है. एंड धीरे धीरे आपण देखिबे तार लेयर जो कवर थिबो ना सेठी आपनकर कोन हबो धीरे धीरे सरफेस कवर ही जिवो and it stops the oxygen enter into the wetland and the sun ray as well. Already जो oxygen आपनकर surface under रे थिबो सेठी आपनकर कोन हबो due to this lack of oxygen एक तो जो plants थिबे सेमाने मरी माने डेथ सेमानकर ही चलिबो and जो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स थे से को डिकम्पोज करबा पई दे आल्सो स्टार्ट डिमांडिंग द ऑक्सीजन. तेणु देयर वुड बी ए हायर डिमांड ऑफ ऑक्सीजन इन दैट काइंड ऑफ वेटलैंड एंड पॉन्ड आपण कहि परिबे. सो व्हेन देयर इज ए हाई डिमांड ऑफ ऑक्सीजन तेणु सेटा को हम एक तो बायोलॉजिकल ऑक्सीजन डिमांड इंक्रीजेस हमें कहूचे एंड ग्रेजुअली व्हेन द माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स स्टार्ट्स डीकेइंग और से जो डिकम्पोजिंग प्रोसेस एते फास्ट हबो later part we will see since that surface would be covered with this plants and all पूरा greenery ही की cover ही जाइथिबो, that means they create a dead zone, no light and a dead zone, ता भितर कोनोसी microorganisms आपन को देखिबा को मिलेबो नाही. If there would be fish or any such thing, आपन देखिबे समस्तଙ୍କର डेथ ही जाइछि due to this lack of oxygen or respiratory, तेणु surface टी पूरा cover ही की थाए. सेटा को आमे कहू eutrophication process. ये concept आपनकर बहुत थर पचरा जाए exam रे, prelims रे in fact. Indicator BOD less than 3 mg, water fit for bathing, more than 3 polluted unfit, and greater than 30, that is priority 1, most polluted, urgent remediation needed. So with the increase in pollution, BOD increases. मन रखते हुए कहीं ना समस्त ऑक्सीजन नीड करेंगे एवं जो डिकम्पोजिंग माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म गुडी को ना जो मैंने डिकम्पोज करिवारे हेल्प करुथुबे से माने आहुरी करिवे, आहुरी रेस्पिरेशन करिवे to decompose those dead matters. Significance positive trend, slight reduction in polluted stretches and priority 1 sites due to too much pollution. Concern still over 800 locations unfit for bathing, reflecting continued river pollution crisis. Policy relevance, data feeds into Namami Gange, Jal Shakti Abhiyan, Amrut, SDG 6, that is clean water and sanitation. So these are certain significance आपण कोई परिबे polluted river, but polluted river या जो polluted river stretch जो अछि अगरु जति के तार numbers थला that has been reduced. Challenges, untreated sewage discharge into rivers. If you see the Yamuna, if you see the Ganga, ये जिनस आपण देखिबे untreated sewage discharge into rivers. Industrial effluents, especially from the tanneries, textiles and chemicals. ये जिनस भी जाइए मिसुचे tanneries, textiles and chemicals भी आपण देखिबे. Poor sewage treatment infrastructure in the small town. Simply हमें ताको नदी रे ही छाड़ दउछ, right? तो ये भी गोटे problem. Seasonal variation in river flow worsen BOD during lean flow. Okay, so due to this multiple such factor, untreated sewage water are entering into the river and water bodies and polluting it, and pollution हवा फलरे जेमते कहली BOD starts increasing and तार surface रे आपन को देखिबा को मिलिबो complete greenery जाका में कहूचे eutrophication. Way forward, strengthening sewage treatment plants, strict enforcement of zero liquid discharge norms for industries. केवल माने waste, solid waste बाहर करिवे, zero liquid. जदे zero liquid करिवे, obviously they have to process that. River rejuvenation program beyond Ganga, Yamuna, community participation and awareness so that local people would be involved in this what? Citizen monitoring, river cleanup drives, scientific flow management, environmental flows, wetland restoration, etc. Yes, absolutely. We have very poor law with respect to this managing the river pollution. Now, ये हुची मोदी says Congress has neglected Northeast, helps GST rationalization. जदियो न्यूज सहित कोनोसी संपर्क नाही, सिंस ये जो पिक्चर टी मते देखिबा को मिलिथिला एवं से पिक्चर को नेकी ही मु आपन को सामना को टॉपिक टी नेकी आसीछि. ओके, ओनली फॉर दैट पिक्चर आई हैव चोजन दिस टॉपिक एंड से जो बर्ड टी अछि से हुची हॉर्नबिल. ओके, सो हॉर्नबिल ऊपर देखियो कारण इंपोर्टेंट ये स्पीसीज टी एवं आगरो क्वेश्चन भी आसीछि. हॉर्नबिल विषय देखिबा. ओके, Bucerotidae family species ro distinct feature, long curved bill, often with a casque, hollow structure on the bill. Ecological role, farmers of the forest. तो कौन को आ जाए? Farmers of the forest disperse seeds of many fruiting trees. Farmers of the forest से इतने को आ जाए कारण seeds, fruits रो seeds गुड़े को disperse करे, so that means it helps in afforestation, trees, plants. Keystone species in the tropical forest. Keystone species कोनो, a significant role is being played by this species, जोटे को keystone species बोली को आ जाऊँ. Okay, एवं कहेंगे ना farmers of the forest भी को आ जाऊँ जेहेतु से seeds गुड़े को distribute करूँगी. Okay, and creating forest. Distribution in India, found in the tropical and subtropical forest of northeast India, western Ghat and central India. तो एक फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न इंडिया रे भी देखा जाउची, सेंट्रल इंडिया as well as the western Ghat area. Notable hornbill species in India, the first one is great hornbill, state bird of Arunachal Pradesh and Kerala. State bird of Arunachal Pradesh and Kerala. Hornbill festival सेटा. Indian grey hornbill, widespread in plains and urban woodland. Malabar pied hornbill, that is Western Ghat and Central India. So these are different areas where different species of this hornbill are found. So this picture is about the great hornbill, state bird of Arunachal Pradesh and Kerala. Malabar grey hornbill, endemic to Western Ghat. So mainly they are found in the Western Ghat. Oriental pied hornbill, mostly they are found in the northeastern foothills of Himalayas. Rufous-necked hornbill, northeast India, vulnerable category as per the IUCN. And Narcondam hornbill, endangered, endemic to Narcondam Island, that is the Andaman. Okay. Conservation status, great hornbill, that is vulnerable as per the International Union of Conservation and Nature. Rufous-necked hornbill, that is vulnerable. So basically ita ko man rakhtibe, great hornbill, that is vulnerable as per the IUCN status. Baki ठीक अच्छे जदि पारिबे मन रखिबे, otherwise no issue. Threats देखंतु, deforestation and habitat loss, because of the shifting cultivation we are deforesting, plantation and logging. So due to this habitat loss and deforestation, they are losing their that ecosystem to live. Hunting and poaching, feather, casque for ornaments, meat in some tribal areas. Fragmentation of nesting trees. Hornbills need large old trees for nesting because the size of the bud is relatively large. So they need a very dense kind of or a great canopy with a tree, so they can have their nest. Low productivity or reproductivity rate, only one chick per season. Female sealed inside nest cavity during incubation. ये भी गोटे फैक्टर. प्रोडक्टिविटी इज ऑल्सो लो, ओनली वन चिक पर सीजन रे गोटे तार छुआ या पिला जो आसुची. तेणु दिस इज व्हाट द रीजन. ओडिशा रिलेटेड देखिबा, 23,000 न्यू बर्न डेथ्स. की फाइंडिंग्स ओडिशा असेंबली डेटा, न्यू बर्न डेथ 23,130. एबे आपनकर असेंबली सेशन स्टार्ट हिजे मॉनसून रो. सो डेटा, the different ministers are saying, giving data. Stillbirth आपण देखिबे, fatal deaths in womb 34,284 before they come to the earth, they lost their life. Maternal death 2,064, cause combination of medical complications, lack of timely medical intervention. So this is the state of health of our MCH, mother and child health care facilities. Okay, mother and child health care facilities amara system. Issues highlighted, the first of all, the high neonatal mortality indicates weak newborn care. First 28 days is critical. So underweight, stunting due to this lack of adequate nutrition or malnutrition. Okay, so ये गोटे देखिबा मिलुची neonatal mortality. Maternal death reflects gap in the antenatal care. So during the pregnancy, ये जो एंटीनेटल केयर में कहूचे सेटी किछि गैप रहउची, adequate attention have not been paid. Emergency obstetric services, blood bank and referral system, again that is very poor. आपण देखिबे, there are many such district hospitals गुडिक अछि. I am saying district hospital, simply आपण यदि fever अछि, cold अछि, that is the maximum disease when they will address or diagnosis. Slightly more than that, they will refer to the city hospital, another hospital के नहीं जाओ एटा को, right? The reason होउची facilities, okay, and they do not want to take that much risk. कहीं कि हमें patient को रखिबो, risk कहीं कि ना. So that is the case. Stillbirth linked to the poor prenatal care, malnutrition, anemia, delayed institutional delivery. So stillbirth सेतमें आपण को देखिबा मिलुची, before they come to the earth, simply they lose their life. Geographic disparities, tribal and remote districts worst affected. You might have seen that pregnant ladies are taken to the hospital through that cut, जो कौन सा कोन खट्टा कठिया ए जो कोन खटिया ई सब हेल्प रे निया जाउची देयर इज नो लाइक road so that ambulance can reach at the doorstep of the people. Okay. Healthcare infrastructure gap, shortage of specialists, that is gynecologist, pediatrician, poor last mile connectivity, inadequate NICU or SNCU, special newborn care units, etc. These are another factors जोथि पाएंगे poor state of affairs हमें देखुचे. Context, national perspective यदि आपण देखिबा, India's target neonatal mortality rate reduce equal or greater than 12 per 1000 live birth by 2030. This is as per the SDG goal. We have to achieve that. Maternal mortality देखो equal or equal or less than 12, equal or less than 70 per 1 lakh live birth by 2030. जेतोले 2030 रे हमरो SDG सरीबो. ओके, सेतबळे हमर ये टार्गेट अछि. ओडिसा रो देखंतु NFHS 5, IMR infant mortality rate 36 higher than the national average, maternal mortality rate 195 better than national 210 but still high. Institutional birth only 92%. I mean only 92% means still 8% are in the home delivery. जोथि पाइन के रिस्क हमको देखिबा मिलुची, जोथि पाइन के नंबर्स हमको देखिबा मिलुची 2064. Okay, कारण कि टिके कॉम्प्लिकेसी हला माने they cannot handle it, manage it. Okay, so government measures kono strengthening maternal and child health program, Janani Suraksha Yojana, Laks Janani Sisu Suraksha Karikram. एबे ममता स्कीम को हमें प्रधानमंत्री मातृ बंदना योजना रे भी मर्ज कर दीजिए. स्पेशल फोकस इन द ट्राइबल एंड रिमोट डिस्ट्रिक्ट, mobile health units, referral transport, upgrading this SNCUs and maternal ICUs in district hospital, nutrition schemes, Mamata Divas, supplementary nutrition under ICDS, that is integrated child development schemes. इस प्रोग्राम रे भी न्यूट्रिशनल सिक्योरिटी को भी इंश्योर करा जाउची. ओके, so MCQs देखिबा. First question, which of the following is a part of the basic structure of the Indian Constitution held by the Supreme Court? Secularism, parliamentary democracy, free and compulsory education up to age 14. कौन अब आंसर कौन? Parliamentary democracy and secularism. Basic structure of the constitution. Okay, basic structure. Next. With reference to H1B visa, consider the following. It allows US employers to hire foreign workers in specialty occupation. Indian IT firms are among the largest recipient of H1B visa. Recently, the US announced a steep increase in the visa fee, promoting India's IT firms strengthen global capability centers. Okay, prompting Indian IT firms to strengthen global capability centers. ठीक अछि, तीनटा को स्टेटमेंट. ट्रम्प खाली कहते कि नहीं डॉक्टर को हमें एग्जेम्प्ट करियो. Doctor H1B visa. Recently, Justice Suryakant highlighted the need for performance evaluation of judges. Disposal rate of cases is uniform across all types of cases. Adjournment, if frequent, can weaken public confidence. The Constitution explicitly provides for periodic performance review of judges of High Courts and Supreme Court. Answer कौन होगा? Only 2. A. Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana provides free LPG connection to women from BPL households. Recently, Government of India approved additional LPG connection under PMUY under the Ministry of Rural Development, Petroleum, Natural Gas, Power and New Renewable Energy, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. A river stretch is considered polluted if its BOD exceeds 3 mg. In 2023, Maharashtra had the highest number of polluted river stretches. Priority 1 stretches are those with BOD exceeding 50 mg. 50 no, it's 30. Maharashtra is the highest. ओके एटा होची 30 सो 1 and 2 which of the following hornbill is endemic to India which of the following hornbill is endemic to India hmm. मालबार ग्रे कुछ मालबार ग्रे हॉर्नबिल हूँ एंडेमिक केवल इंडिया रे ही देखा मिले ग्रेट हॉर्नबिल स्टेट बर्ड ऑफ केरला अरुणाचल प्रदेश नारकोंडम हॉर्नबिल एंडेमिक टू अंडमान निकोबर Rufous snaked hornbill endangered species restricted to northeast India northeast India okay so all हबो 3 ठीक अछि अचीवर सीरीज हमर चली छी क्रैश कोर्स जो माने फाउंडेशन कोर्स रे जॉइन करबा को चाहउचंदी आजी बैच स्टार्ट हेची 24 तारीख होची लास्ट डेट ऑफर रो बर्तन महारत जो नवरात्रि महोत्सव चली छी नवरात्रि महोत्सव आज होची सेकंड डे नवरात्रि महोत्सव रो तो जो माने फाउंडेशन बैच जॉइन करबा को चाहउचंदी से माने कोड यूज करिवे जे इन लाइफ जो थरे आपन को मैक्सिमम डिस्काउंट मिल जिवो प्लैटिनम प्लस आपनकर गोल्ड आपनकर ऑफर अछि तेणु जोटा चाहिए आप परचेस करेंगे 24 तारीख हूँ लास्ट आज हूँ 23 काली ही ऑफर सरुची जदि आप प्लान करूँ फाउंडेशन कोर्स को एक्सेस करने दिस इज द राइट टाइम अननेसेसरी आपको एडिशनल पे करने को पड़ो ओके नवरात्रि महोत्सव सेल चली 24 काली ही एंड हम तेणु गोल्ड हो कि प्लैटिनम हो कारण प्लैटिनम रे आपको एडिशनल फीचर जो गुड़िक अच्छी जमी बुक्स अच्छी प्रिलिम्स क्रैश कोर्स मेन्स क्रैश कोर्स आफ्टर दिस फाउंडेशन कोर्स ओके सब फ्री रहिबो तेणु गोटे रेगुलर रिगोरस प्रिपरेशन भितर आपण एग्जाम दे परिबे एनीवे सो आपण चाहिए कोड यूज करेंगे जे इन लाइफ टेलीग्राम रे सब्सक्राइब करेंगे आपन को पीडीएफ टेलीग्राम रे मिल जिवो ओके थैंक यू